What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. For me, it is Friday, and I'm bringing you my top carried pocket knives of the week. For you, it's Monday. Hope you have a fantastic start to your week. Let's go ahead and dive into the knives that I carried this week and talk a little bit about why I carried them. First up is going to be the Ace Grand by Giant Mouse Knives. This one here has the 4E, which is the same as the 4V steel on it. I apologize, I thought it was written somewhere on here. But this is Bowler's version of 4V. Really nice looking knife. I love the smooth micarta on here with the blacked out hardware. Really enjoying this carry a lot. I did knock down just a little bit of access to the liner lock. Because I do have the bigger fingers, it does make it a little bit easier to get in there. This has really smooth action. Just a couple of shakes and it will shut. It feels really good in hand. It has contouring, nice chunky scales, and it does fill out the hand. Just feels really comfortable to use. I did take it across a couple of sheets of cardboard. Well, a couple of cuts through a sheet of cardboard, I guess I should say, and really like it. Does have a nice edge on it, a nice tall flat grind, really nice thumb hole here for the reverse flick and the thumb flick. Really good access to it even without that cutout for the liner lock, but really just a wonderful knife. Can't believe I waited so long to get one of these. This is what was in my pocket on Monday. I really do like that one a lot, and check out the review. Highly recommend that one very much. On Tuesday, I went with a Titanium Tuesday carry, and that was the Rewi Roxy 3. This one here has the S35 VN blade steel on it, has a very nice utility shape to it. Really nice finger choil, allowing for a full hand grip experience, even though it is a little bit on a smaller side in my opinion. Access to the lock bar is really nice because they did space it out so that you can get in there and actuate the liner lock really nicely. Just a fantastic job. It's not knocked down, but I do appreciate that opening because it does let the thumb get down in there. Really easy to operate, and I even have found just putting the finger in and letting it drop is nice as well, because you do have that finger choil. It does protect that finger, so when it does drop, it is not dropping directly on the finger. You're actually catching right there. So really good access. This does have the fuller, so you can do a reverse flick. It has the thumb hole, so you can also Spidey flick or deploy with the thumb hole. It has the flipper for the front, so you can actuate it that way as well. And again, just a really cool little pocket knife, and I love the black wash and bronzed hardware on this. Really nice. Just really enjoying this. This is probably still one of my favorite Wiis. I'd probably put the Beacon at 1 and this at 2 from Wii. Really awesome little carry. In the fifth pocket on Tuesday, I also again was carrying the Finchchernobyl Ant. Really just a cool little fifth pocket knife, or a small pocket knife that looks modern traditional. If you don't like a full-size knife, this is really nice because you still get a nice grip on it, and because it is chunky, it does fill the hand very nicely as well. Really good edge. QSP did a bang-up job on that 14C28N for the Chernobyl Ant. Just realized you can't see that there. There we go. 14C28N. Chernobyl Ant label on there. Hard to see against that satin. I did get the resin, but I do believe they have a micarta and I think some type of bone or something like that on this one as well. The flipper tab works really well. It has a solid detent, so it pops out there. My Lucky 13 didn't have this good of a detent coming straight from the factory. This one definitely is a little bit better, and the action is very smooth. 2 shakes and I think it'll close. Almost, pretty close. But that was the fifth pocket carry, and I'm actually going to close that so you guys don't get confused. Fifth pocket carry that companioned with the Rewi Roxy 3 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I went with a Warncliffe style blade, and that is my Spyderco Smock. This one has been on the channel a lot. I love the ergos. I think the hollow grind on this blade is awesome. It's a really great utility blade, and it still offers enough of a piercing point so that you can cut into, say, like the cardboard if you wanted to start the cut somewhere that you weren't trying to slice a piece off. Maybe you're trying to, access it or do something a little bit different. It still gives you a nice tip out on the edge, so you do get a really nice piercing blade that is really good for utility cuts. And again, really nice ergos. And it does also have multiple means of deployment with that thumb hole. You get the Spidey flick, the thumb hole flick, and that flipper tab, which works pretty well considering there's no jimping on there, but because it lays so flat and it does have really good leverage, when you just go to light switch this, it just flies right out. I did upgrade the skiffs in the bearings as well. Sorry, in the pivot, not in the bearings. Obviously the bearings are skiff rocket glides, but I did that for the ceramic because these had stainless steel bearings and those were really smooth as well. So as far as the actuation, the action is really not a whole lot better with them, but the ceramic bearings just giving me peace of mind. And then with that knife on Wednesday in the 5th pocket, I did match it up, and through this, believe it or not, it fits in my 5th pocket on my jeans. This Spyderco Delica with the zombie green scales. This one does have VG10 blade steel. Oh, I'm showing you where it's made, my bad. VG10 blade steel, and it is a Seki City, Japan made knife. Really awesome slicer. This thing really has surprised me how hard you can push this knife, and the tip of it is not as dainty as you would think because of how they rounded off the edge like that, and it's awesome for draw cuts. Just a great knife. This one in the Endura, I think I really like those knives so much. They just really have surprised me. I even recently learned that with a little bit of wrist, you can Spidey flick this one as well. It is definitely not as smooth as the other knives as far as deployment, but I thought that was pretty neat that you could definitely Spidey flick it. I'm not looking to modify this any. The only thing I may consider doing is that they do a run of a steel that I really like, taking these scales, which is the main reason I picked this one because I love these scales, and just swapping it over to that blade steel. There's nothing wrong with VG10, but they sometimes have like a K390 or a 20CV or a S30V, which is a little bit better in my opinion of a steel, but nothing wrong with VG10. Very good steel. It holds an edge just fine, and I do like it, especially at that price point. All right, on Thursday, I actually have the other Wii for Titanium Thursday. I know I did that Tuesday and Thursday, but really I just wanted to carry this knife again anyway. This is still my favorite Wii right now. I know they have a couple of button locks coming, and it's super tempting to test them out, but because they are smaller, and I have found that I really kind of like this size for my EDC or bigger, I really worry about if I would carry it a lot. And this one here has this thinness that really makes me feel like it's a premium bug out style knife. And just really enjoy the ergos. The black wash on here keeps it tacky enough to actually keep it really confident in hand. And then that flipper tab does a really good job far as locking you in. It does have a really generous sharpening choil and has a pretty thin blade stock as well. I'm squeezing it so hard I'm shaking. And the fuller works pretty nice. I wish it was a little bit sharper, and it may be on the satin blades. It could be that the coating that they put on here dulled it down a little bit. But because the detent is like medium light, it's not very strong, but it's not so weak that you're just going to sit here and fail it. Oops, I hit the tripod. Sorry. So even with the light, I think I might have had my finger on the lock bar. Let me try that again. Even with the light, yeah, it's still gonna, the action's so good, it's still gonna deploy, and it does feel really good there. I have not had much luck trying to thumb deploy. It's really kind of a challenge. You have to concentrate to get that to deploy, but it does work, and I think if you had smaller hands it would work really well. My only complaint on this one, the pocket clip's a little bit pokey, but man, it does go in and out of the pocket really, really well. Also on Thursday with the beacon, I had the Kaiser Roach, which I don't have with me right now. It's actually upstairs, and I did forget to grab it, but I want to save that for the full review. But believe it or not, the Kaiser Roach and the Delica 4 are almost identical in size. There's a little bit more girth and presence on that Roach, just a tiny bit more, but they both fit in the fifth pocket of my jeans, which blew me away. I don't think I have like an enormous fifth pocket on the jean, but I was just really surprised they fit really well in there. But that was what I also had in the pocket with the Beacon, was the Roach. And again, trying to formulate my thoughts so that I can do a review for that for you guys, hopefully in the coming weeks. I am a bit out. The Sunday EDC walk and talk and this one are kind of the only one that are running current. I record them usually like a day or two before, so I can try to have some currency or some relevancy to those specific videos for you all when I do them and post them, so that I have some current data. Not data, but just more current information about whatever it is that I want to talk about. Sometimes it's about what's going on in the community, sometimes it's not, and these are always about the knives that I have in my pocket, so you can kind of see what's in there regularly or what may be newer that I'm checking out, etc. But let me get to today's carry. Today I am carrying the newest version of the Demco AD 20.5. As you can see here, this is the 3V steel. Have not done a ton of cutting with it, still getting it to break in a little bit. I didn't realize how smooth the other one had gotten from me fidgeting with it until I got this one. This one just has a little bit of breaking that it needs to do, but it does feel pretty good. I did convert, I guess I should say, the scales, the fat carbon purple haze that Carbonized makes for these with the back spacer. I did throw the Lynch Northwest pocket clip on this version as well, and I did bring the skiffs on over. And right now I am trying to sell the other Austin A version out with the orange scales. I have a couple of bids on it on eBay. Nobody really took any bites on the channel, on Instagram, or on Reddit. So I always go to eBay as a last resort, and I was really surprised that one didn't move, because it was, I think I knocked like 15 or 20 bucks off of the asking price of a new one. But it is what it is. I have interest going on eBay, and that money will come back into the channel and go back into stuff that I can use for reviews. Now, the other knife that I have in the pocket is not a fifth pocket carry. It is in the left pocket, but it's a knife that refined_EDC over on Instagram reached out to me and asked if I was interested in any knife that he had, because it is hard as a small channel and I'm paying for the stuff out of pocket to always necessarily come up with the funds to be able to, you know, make these purchases for these reviews. I'm turning that secondary light down, sorry. But anyway, he was really kind enough just to reach out to me and ask me what I wanted to look at. I really wanted to check out the Rewi Esprit, which is a Ray Laconico design. This knife really interested me, and I am going to do a full review. I'm not going to get into it too much today, but he had the one with the updated carbon fiber. I believe this is the shred carbon fiber. I'm trying to be really careful because it's not my knife. It looks really good, and wasn't what I was expecting. That's about all I'm going to say when I get into this. This has a very nice thin slicey blade, really good ergos. The contouring and the curvature on here is really nice. It reminds me a lot of, again, a premium bug out, but actually the size of a bug out. Unlike the Beacon, the Beacon's a little bit longer. So I have this in my hand today. I'm going to fidget with it and carry it this weekend so I can try to get all of my thoughts collected on this one as well, just like the Roach. And also because I'm not trying to hold on to his knife for very long. So I am going to just put that up on the screen because I thought it was really cool. He has a nice feed, and I really do appreciate the fact that he loaned this out to me, to take a look at it, to do a review, and to get some content out of it. So I want to be thoughtful about that and make sure that I get that back to him in a timely fashion, because I don't want him to be without his knife, because he just actually picked these up, this one and another one that he picked up. I don't have that one, but I know that he just recently acquired it. And when you have a new knife, you kind of want to use it and carry it. Like, that's what all the excitement's about. So I want to be thoughtful and get that back to him. I actually want to lay that with the carbon fiber side up. I think that looks really nice. So be on the lookout for the review for that. Again, refined_EDC over on Instagram. Really cool guy. Thanks again for loaning that out to me. Hoping to get that review done here in the next few days, which will actually translate to being a few weeks out, because I'm already 2 weeks out with the content that I have scheduled. So it'll be a little delayed, but it'll be coming. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Thanks for tuning in with me today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. If you are, make sure that notification bell is set to all. And if you already have all that done, thank you. I appreciate your support. All of you are awesome. And until next time, peace.